All right. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to the Midweek Push. Welcome. Let's say like we're in church. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm so glad to see all of you. So glad to see all of you in the room for the Midweek Push. And yes, it is a special day. It is a special day.
Yes,
I am honored to be celebrating, grateful to be celebrating, thankful to be celebrating 40 years of life.
Yes,
And
indeed.
who better to be sitting next to than this beautiful young lady right here. But we've got soul work to do still. So listen, I need you guys to tag. I need you to share with at least 5 people. If you don't know who to share with, pick the first 5 people that come. I wish you could stand up, Ryan, so you can see this Michael Kors dress. Can you stand up a little bit? Just let him see just the side a little bit.
Push.
You know, she's she's a sanctified mother of the church. Can y'all see? Come on in here. She's killing. We are on our way out right after this. I hear we've got a full day of events. I'll let her share with you all, but I need you to share right now. As grateful as I am to be celebrating, one of the greatest opportunities is to be able to pour into you, to share with you. And today we're talking specifically about boundaries, part 2. If you enjoyed last week, you need to get somebody on right now and say, hey, you need to get on. Oh, someone said they like our matching necklaces.
Thank you.
Got our bling on today.
Yes.
You need to tag someone today who needs assistance in understanding boundaries, how to create boundaries, whether it's in family, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your ministry. And we're going to talk about non-negotiables today. We're going to get the Coach Anaya overseer input as well. So share with somebody. Thank you all, first of all, for your birthday wishes. 50 of you are on right now. Thank you so much for your seeds, your cards, your posts. I'm trying to get to everybody and make sure I share it all. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. You want to say anything before we get started, my love?
Well, thank you all so much for the love that you're already showing him. He's already overwhelmed and grateful and very appreciative. I was actually going to ask you about Midweek Push. If not today, if you can do a part 3 maybe on recreating and reestablishing boundaries.
That's good.
Because sometimes we have boundaries that are actually toxic, and then we have to go back and recreate. So
well, we can probably talk a little bit about that today. If this is your first time, because you see maybe the birthday celebration, you've popped in and you've tuned in, but we are here every Wednesday. It's the place where everyday living meets
spiritual insight.
Yes, and the kingdom and the
marketplace
collide.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So this is the place where we use the foundational principles of our belief as Christians, but we talk real life. We talk real situations. And so somebody who doesn't respect your boundaries, tag them. Somebody who's upset because you don't answer the phone all the time, tag them. Somebody who runs themselves ragged trying to please everybody, feels guilty when they can, tag them right now. Let's do it as we always do. It's time for our roll call. Shout out what city, what state you're watching from. Rep your city, rep your state. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Andrea, I see you. Lydia, good afternoon. Victoria Walker, Marla Dawson, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Madeline, good afternoon to you. Taquan, what's going on, man? Karen Mooring, Makisha, Victoria again. EP, what's going on? Jacqueline Brinkley, Tamara, good afternoon to you. Ryan, so glad to see you on with us. Patrice, MWP family, stand up. Elder Bradley, so glad to see you. Shania is in South Philly. Rochester, New York is on the timeline. Philly is in the house. DC is in the house. Newark, Delaware, Shepherdstown, West Virginia, Pemberton, New Jersey is in the house. Silver Spring, Maryland, St. Mary's, Maryland, Owings Mills, Maryland is in the house. Maryland's repping hard today. Yes, Trenton, New Jersey, Lansdowne, PA is in the house. North Philly is in the house. Woodland, PA is in the house. Cary, North Carolina, Cleveland, Ohio. We are all over the board today. We are repping all across the U.S. and I believe even some of my sons and daughters who are in Nigeria and Africa are on as well. So glad to see you all. So listen, we're in this conversation about boundaries, and it's such a good conversation that we established last week that I want to continue in, because one of the things that is a major stress factor, and a major burden for many people, especially if you have a heart for people, is the inability to understand boundaries as it relates to making sure that you're able to show up for everybody else but still be present for yourself. And if we really take a look at many of our lives, 90% of our lives is made up of ripping and running. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Michelle, for everyone else, doing for everyone else. And I said something last week that I want to go back to, and that is a lot of times people don't respect our boundaries because we've never shared our boundaries with them. That's one of those awkward and hard conversations, but it's a necessary conversation because, thank you, Kamani, if you don't set boundaries in your life, it's very hard later on down the line to try to teach people to respect you, to honor your time in a different way. And it can be a very stressful, thank you, Angie, it can be a very draining place, but it's necessary because the will of God, let me say this to you, the will of God is not for you. Stop texting while I'm talking. Stop texting during the sermon.
Sharing.
I'm just playing. Y'all know I like to mess with overseas. The will of God is not for you to be stressed. It is not for you to be depleted. It is not for you to be drained. It is for you to have the capacity to show up as your best self on a continual basis. And if we are not showing up as our best self, we are not able to fully fulfill the assignment of God in our life. You want to jump in on that?
So true. No, keep going. Please.
Okay,
You're
wow.
To me.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
No, you're going to talk on this as well. Don't get all
good.
sheepish and shy.
I'm not.
But it's necessary. It's necessary. And the hardest part is what we talked about last week, is boundaries with family specifically, because there is this misnomer that because we have the same blood, I'm supposed to overextend myself. I'm supposed to do whatever you ask. I'm supposed to be wherever you say. I'm supposed to allow you to take advantage of me. And the narrative is, well, that's my family, or we are family. But it's a very hard truth, but a definite truth and a necessary truth, that nobody is exempt when it comes to boundaries in our life. I need you to hear that. Nobody is exempt. Patrice says, how can we expect people to respect our boundaries if we never told them we have them? Absolutely. And you can never assume that people know something. There's an old phrase that says common sense is not common, right? You would think that it would be common sense not to call my phone at 1 a.m. in the morning. You would think it would be common sense that if you know I'm not doing well, to not reach out. I'll tell a funny story. My grandmother, there was an individual, not a family member, but somebody who was connected to our family. And she called my grandmother and was asking her. I know my grandmother doesn't mind. She's probably on here. She's a social media troll. She won't comment. You won't see her face, but she'll text me when this is over and say, you did a good job. So grandma, love you. But the person reached out to her and said, hey, can I borrow such and such amount of money? And my grandmother had just been sick. She was like, I think she said, well, I've been sick for the week. I'm not feeling too good. And the person said to her, oh, okay, well, when you feel better, can you send me?
Wow.
There was no acknowledgement of what she was dealing with. There was no acknowledgement of the time. And so it's very important that we assess the people who we've allowed to enter our space. It's very important that we assess the people that we bend over backwards for. And one of the things that I believe we have to pray for is freedom from guilt.
Yes.
It's freedom from guilt. I am at the place. We were talking earlier today, and I want you to talk. Please, we were talking earlier today. If you were all on the live, 58 of you are on. Let's tag and share. If you were on the live earlier, as I'm celebrating 40 years, there's two specific things. And those of you that will holler back at me virtually, Dawn, good to see you as a Talkback Church. Jocelyn, Conchita, if you'll holler back at me, two things that have made my life very, very peaceful. Three things. One is, and you know it because I always say it, no one is exempt. Nobody. If grandma get out of pocket, she'll get a little check too. Nobody is exempt, because I am very clear, and she doesn't, but but she could. But I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Nobody is exempt. 69 of you are on. Nobody is exempt. What does that mean? It means that you've got to be so intentional about your mental wellness, your physical wellness, and your spiritual wellness, that regardless of title, place, or position in your life, no one is allowed to cross those boundaries. Now, that's very hard because I can hear your narratives already, but that's my child, but that's auntie so-and-so, but that child or that auntie so-and-so is not reciprocating the same amount of care that you are providing for them. And one thing that we have to recognize is it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. So that's one thing. Nobody is exempt. The other thing is the Lord delivered me from the opinions of people. You all latched on to something I said last week, and maybe some of you that are new will catch on to it. Then I'm going to release the overseer, the coach, the prophetess. You all latched on to it and sent me inboxes and text messages. But one thing that I say is when people say things like, well, I'm upset with you, or I'm mad, or I'm disappointed, my response is, you've been disappointed before and you did not die. You've been mad before and you still lived. So it's okay that you are mad for me and mad at me, as long as I know that what you're mad at is not something that I intentionally did to harm you, to disconnect from you. But you've got to be okay with people being disappointed. We can no longer be persuaded by narratives of toxic people who only want our time but don't have our concern. And so that is essential. You want to jump in there, baby?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
hallelujah. Just kidding.
Even going into, sharing with people your boundaries. I think even looking in, my life personally, sometimes we don't even place value on our own time and space. And so a lot of times we don't even establish boundaries because we have not walked in that value. When I value my time, then it enables me to set those boundaries. But when I feel like I'm always on everybody else's time because, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But ignoring my self-care, which is necessary, time by myself, taking a break, taking a nap when I need to. They're necessary. I'm learning.
I love it.
They're necessary. They're necessary for us to show up better. And so I know that's a very important place to really reevaluate. What are you placing value on in your personal life?
Yeah. Willie says people who want our time and have no respect for us at all. Ryan says, yeah, that's me. Martina says they want your, they went so fast. I lost Martina's comment. Let me go back up. Y'all commenting good today. They want your time, but not your concern. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe this, and you can tell me if you agree, this would be a great dialogue, is I believe that when people come in your life, you have to teach them how to treat you.
Absolutely.
When the golden rule says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Absolutely. But the truth is, we don't all have the same level of expectation.
Exactly.
So what may be okay for you and acceptable for you may not be acceptable for me. There are different levels of boundaries depending on who you are. And I also believe that there are different boundaries for different seasons, right?
About this
say it. Go ahead. Say it.
Different boundaries.
Yeah.
For different seasons.
There's different boundaries for different seasons, and people don't understand that because people are not okay with you changing. People are not okay with you growing. They're fine as long as you're accessible. They're fine as long as they can always borrow money. They're fine as long as they can always come to your house. They're fine as long as you're always there for them. But different seasons require different boundaries. And who I was to you in that season, I may not be able to be to you in this coming season. And we've got to recognize that the promise and the purpose of life is for us to grow and to excel and to ascend. And that also requires a changing of boundaries and limitations. One thing that really burns my biscuit, I don't know if people say that, but and not that we, and I'm going to go here. Not that we, and then I want you to share your thought as well. Okay. I get excited. I start talking. Not that we don't, not that we live in titles and we live in positions, but people who have a hard time honoring people in whatever position there are.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you still going to be just came to me? No, I'm not. Yeah. Oh, you still just nigh to me? Excuse me? Put a handle on that. Because inadvertently or subconsciously, what it does is it frees that person from truly honoring you for the level that you are at and where you have served. Wow. And so, but we camouflage it in, I'm not a titles person, or, oh, you changed, or, oh, you're different. But what it does is it allows me a continual level of familiarity, where I don't necessarily to the full capacity. They'll never say it, but I don't fully honor you where you are. And anyone who cannot honor you where you are, anyone who cannot celebrate where you are, anybody who cannot respect those boundaries is not someone who needs to have complete access to you.
Wow.
You want to jump in there?
No, that was good. I'm sorry.
I can't even get a water break,
just...
man. No, I'm serious though. I'm serious though, and it's a cancerous mindset. It's a toxic mindset when you cannot honor and celebrate people, even when you know their story. Carly says, "Oh, you preach on it here today. No one is exempt." Yeah, absolutely, no one. I don't have the energy to entertain anyone's drama anymore. If a bishop get out of pocket, he'll get it.
I believe Elder Anika.
I'm getting mad. Sorry.
Posted that someone came to her house unannounced, and she had to check them and tell them that's unacceptable.
Come August, let somebody.
Oh, my father.
And I'm be walking right by the door in my drawers like, what up? But you ain't coming in here. Yeah, just certain things that you've got to again, you've got to let people know what your boundaries are. You literally need to see, we have conversations about everything else. What's your favorite color? What sorority are you in? But the things we don't talk about are, hey, these are my, and here's the word that I want to lean in on. These are my non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables.
I had somebody text me the other day, won't say their name because they may be on here. 73 of you are on right now on Facebook and YouTube. I had somebody text me the other day and ask me a question. And I gave them the answer, and the answer was not an answer they liked. So what they did was try to explain more so to persuade me to say yes. And my response was, in the words of Nene Leakes, I said what I said. Like this is not, it's not an answer, comma. It's not an answer, but there is no B clause to this verse in the Bible of Cameron Washington. It is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. And as I said before, you've been upset before, you've been disappointed. Now, see, what will happen is, to a lot of people, this will come off cocky. But to people who are offended by that type of statement, it lets me know they don't have boundaries of their own. Because when you have boundaries of your own, you respect it. Okay, I may not like it. I may wish you would have given me a different answer, but I respect your boundaries because I know who you are and I know where you are going. But here's the thing. If you don't respect your own boundaries, you can't expect other people to. Wow. If you don't respect your own time, if you're not being productive in the time and the space you've been given, then you can't expect other people to. Please say something.
I was just getting ready to say, there's a level, when you don't have those boundaries in place, there's a level of dysfunction that is operating in your life. And when you come in contact with someone who has a level of order in their lives, it is an offense to you because you're used to walking around in dysfunction. But when you have order and you're establishing boundaries, you have a schedule that you follow, you have certain days that you do certain things on, it's hard for other people who are in dysfunctional areas to receive that.
Yeah, because relationship it's a two-way street. It's give and take, whether it is husband and wife, whether it is mother and daughter, father and son, parent to child. There's got to be a respect of boundaries. And these are conversations that we've been having a lot. Our boundaries, praise the Lord. The Lord is working on, I know, I don't want people to think I'm always coming back, but
Go ahead.
I will rock 'em, sock 'em somebody for you.
Oh my gosh.
But when we first connected, I noticed that we had very different boundaries, not necessarily toward each other, but Naya, she is and you all know her, she is beyond graceful. She is beyond loving. The other night, she was getting ready. The other night, she was getting ready to get in her car at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
And go bring somebody groceries. Now, y'all won't like this because y'all are Mother Teresa and y'all are religious. And y'all think you're supposed to be running the streets all night. And I said to you, do you wish to share or?
You're not doing that at all. What do you think you're about to do?
No, not tonight. Not tonight. Yes, Ryan.
He checked it all the way from another state.
Yeah, like you getting ready to do what? No, because I'm getting ready to mess up. I'm really getting ready to mess up. But it's my birthday and I feel strong.
It's your
And
birthday.
Hope City is on here and they fight, so I'm good. As long as my church is on here, I'm good. Especially when you are, but this is also part of the teaching. Mm-hmm. When you are a leader who leads leaders, mm-hmm. there should be somebody else who can do that. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that uncomfortable setting.
You're right.
Look, I'm getting ready to be an apostle in the Lord's church. I'm talking strong. Let me sit up. Hello! I just need 5 people to say, Pastor, go on, because you're talking good. That's all I need. That's all. Look at my church. Ready.
Lord.
But this is what I'm but when you have not developed that, when you haven't made those boundaries vocal, because people are boundary bullies. They will make you feel bad for being concerned about yourself. They will make you feel bad. Thank you. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Don't get all quiet now. Look, I know my baby. I know my baby so well. She's stirred in spirit. Like, Lord, please don't let him say anything else. Lord, please don't let him say anything else. Lord,
I'm just reading the comments. I'm just here for the comments.
Ryan, hold me down. Ryan Haglick, hold me down. Yeah, but you all get what I'm saying. Is you have to set boundaries, and it's not because you want to be grand and inaccessible, but you've got to make sure that you are whole. You've got to make sure. I think Ayanla said it once. My cousin Josh is on. I think Ayanla said it once. Is what's in the cup is for me. Mm-hmm. What runs over is for you. And we've got that backwards. We are giving up. Prophet is so glad to see you. Right. They've been hungry before. They can be hungry for a few more hours.
Oh my gosh.
See, she can have a panic attack. She can have a panic attack. It's not, but there's a bigger picture, right? Because God forbid, you go out of your way and something happens to you. And see, oh man, y'all probably think I'm just so ignorant. But it's the truth. But guess what? It may seem ignorant, but I got peace. And I have people around me who love me enough to say, you know what, I respect your boundaries, because they know what you give and they know what you pour. Who in your life just calls you and says, hey, I don't need anything today. What can I do for you?
Oh man.
I have amazing members and leaders in Hope City who just send me a text someday and say, Pastor, what do you need today? They'll just randomly what time will you be home? I got groceries for you, or just different things. And not because I'm necessarily need, but because of their love and their concern. EP says they will find where they go to come. They will find someone else if you die in your attempt to help them. Right. And then they'll be dead too. They won't have to worry about being hungry because I'll kill them. All right. Share some. Bring us back. She's the grace. She is the lamb to my lion.
But that also goes back to what I was saying, because even in this example, it was not requested for me to come at that time. I offered.
Oh, so you ain't telling me that.
You know what I mean? So
excuse us for a minute. Say what now? You did what?
It's all about that value, going back to, valuing your time, valuing, that space. And so, and, not letting
she ain't telling me that part.
Your heart just fully, lead you.
All
so
right, go ahead, missionary.
Adjustments. So I sent a Cash App.
Carly said, you know what?
I sent the Cash App for groceries. You know what I mean?
I'm just playing.
And
now, y'all know I'm going to give it.
Why didn't you think of that before? I'm just thinking, jump in the car and go. But
Carly said, Pastor, and I'll say sorry. I ain't sorry. She was still wrong. But yeah, Yvonne, I am. But you all get the messaging. You have to make your boundaries clear. And the question for you is, what are your non-negotiables? What are some things in this next season, this next period? Because I believe prophetically for many of you, God is getting ready to expand your borders. God is getting ready to increase you. And you've got to set systems in your life now, not just boundaries, but even expectations of those. Thank you. Expectations of those who are in your life. You all, this may, some of you may be new to Midweek Push, But if you choose to sow seed, you sure can. The Cash App is on the screen. But you've got to have non-negotiables. You need to literally write down a list. What are your non-negotiables? For me, it's small things, but it's things that keep me at peace. It's things like not taking meetings on Mondays, trying to remain free of counseling and consulting. For me, it's same thing on Sundays. After I've preached, after I've ministered, I can't get on the phone with you and, unless it's an emergency, because there are situations where you absolutely, I'm not just saying it's just a dead end. A non-negotiable for me is if I've counseled you more than 3 times on the same issue and you haven't adhered to anything I've said, we're not having any more sessions. That's just a non-negotiable. A non-negotiable for me is client calls after 6 p.m. It's a non-negotiable. Oh, EP, it's a non-negotiable. You will overextend yourself and have nothing left for yourself. Then those that took won't even know you. Absolutely. Because guess what?
Ooh, that's a lot. That's so good right there.
Because they're gonna move on to wherever the next source is gonna be. Yeah. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No, that's oof.
What time is it?
That's so true. It is 12:30.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is what we're talking about and what is necessary for you in your life. And the only way it's going to happen is you got to have some hard conversations. You got to have hard conversations with your children, with your loved one, with your team members. Go ahead.
That's good. That's good. Even with your children. It's teaching people now what's important to you. I know with mothers, it's so difficult sometimes to say no to our children. But it's necessary. It's necessary when we have to refuel. It's necessary when we have to, gather ourselves. So like I said, we can show up as our best selves. But can you talk a little bit and help us on how to, I know you said it will be difficult. I know you said it will be difficult, but like reestablishing healthy boundaries when you've had unhealthy ones in place.
Yeah, well, I think oh yeah, Lulu, I did. I put it right on. I'm wearing it out today. We can go get massages and all that stuff.
Yes. I'm sorry. It's tough for fathers too. I'm sorry.
Oh no, absolutely.
We don't want to leave you all out.
Absolutely. I think reestablishing boundaries first starts with you understanding your life expectations. And so those expectations include how you want to be treated, how you want to show up in the world, what your capacity is, because everybody's capacity is different. Yeah. Everybody's level of help or strength is different. For me, I'm very clear on when my mind can't take anymore.
Yeah.
I'm very clear when I'm like, okay, you know what? I need a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're crying right now and you need someone to talk to, but right now I am, how they have the battery bar on there, like I'm in the red right now.
Yeah. Wow.
So as much as I want to be present for you and help you, but what'll happen is because we've never been taught that it's okay to not be okay. Can y'all hear? I don't know why, Prophetess Monique, I just heard you like encouraging me right there. I need you to hear that. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say, I don't have it in me right now.
Yeah.
I am not fully present right now.
Yeah.
I don't have full strength right now. And so I know for me, even as a pastor, I don't feel less of a leader because I have moments where I need to recharge. I don't feel like less of a leader when I have days when I get up and say, look how honest this is. I don't feel like praying for people today. See, that almost sounds like, God forbid, clutch my pearls to religious people. but spiritual people will understand that you get to that place, especially when and this is for many of you, I pray it's encouraging you, when you're continually pouring.
Yes.
When you're continually pouring.
Yes.
When you're continually pouring. I can go in the kitchen and fill up a gallon jug of water and I can keep pouring it in cups. But if I don't go and refill that jug, some of those cups are not going to get all that they need.
Wow.
So I've got to take moments to recharge and reset, even though I know I'm the jug. Even though I know I'm the source.
That's so good.
I've got to thank you, baby. Even though I know I'm the source, I got to take a moment to say, wait a minute, because I've given my all to these 5 cups, I got to go and recharge so the next 5 don't get less of me.
Wow.
So I can show up present. So that means you got to be okay with saying, I need a minute. I instated something last year in our church where, once a month, and I'm going to start doing 2 possibly, I take the full month off.
Once a year.
Oh, Jesus.
They're going to be like, wait, where's Pastor?
Wait, what happened? Look, I can see EP now. Excuse me.
Right. Say what now?
I take a month off just to recharge. And it doesn't make me less spiritual. It doesn't make me less of a leader, because that's what we think. The moment we see someone in that place, it's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Because we've been taught that means something is wrong.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm doing is preventing something from being wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what I don't want is for you to get me on the day where I've reached my limit.
Ooh.
And I respond to you in a different way.
Mighty God.
Or my disposition or my spirit is not right. And so you've got to know that, but you've got to have people that respect that. One thing I can't stand when people say, I know you just preached, but no, there is no but Pastor, I know it's your day off, but no, there is no but.
Wow.
Right. And so that's that kind of, I don't want to call it passive aggressive, but that thing where it's like, yeah, I hear you and I understand that, but I need something. Yeah. Right. We got to learn how to stop people and say, no, this is my time. This is my day. Mom, I know you said from 7 to 8, I can't talk to you, but I just need you to run me to the store real quick. I need this for tomorrow. Well, you probably knew you needed that for tomorrow before you waited until 7 p.m., which is my time. So now that you have to wait, you'll understand this is a non-negotiable. So you know what's going to happen? So the next time you get in that place, you're going to be like, oh, I know she ain't going to take me. So let me go ahead and just get this. But this is how we have to retrain that, is we've got to get into place where we don't negotiate.
That's good.
Like my peace and my time is non-negotiable.
That's so good.
Oh, Pastor, that sounds rough. That sounds cocky. That sounds, but this is why a lot of us, we're depressed. Yeah. We're stressed.
Burned out.
We're burned out. Overworked. We're drained. We're overworked.
And then we can't be effective.
Yeah.
Because now the things that we are doing, we're moving, but we're not effective. We're busy. Yeah. But not effective.
Yeah. Ryan says, she says, I be feeling guilty. Yeah, there is a guilt to it.
There is a guilt too. Ahead. Even with, like taking off for the month, it's like, I don't know why there's such a level of guilt that you experience. If
I'm not talking about KPI, but I am talking about KPI. I'm not talking about Hope City, but I am talking about Hope City. If you all can't take a month with your leader being away, something is not right. Something is not right, because there is a level even for you all in your family. Let that baby cry from 6 to 7. I'm sorry.
Got real strong right there.
Little Cameron will be scratching at the door from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Poor little Cam.
No, he'll be all right. No, because this is what we start feeling. We start creating all these narratives. But I believe that even in the non-negotiable, it strengthens people to learn how to do something that they really can do on their own.
That's true.
Man,
that's true.
Now that was great. Now that was great. Ryan, I love you so much.
We become a crutch.
Right, I'm serious. He'll be scratching, Daddy. You'll be all right. Especially if it's worship time.
Oh, Father God.
Hallelujah.
But anyway.
Nothing wrong with a little worship.
Nothing wrong with worship.
Nothing wrong. No, I'm Ryan says, Ryan, am I giving you anxiety?
Right.
I'm serious. He's gonna learn how to make his own bottle at 3 years old. No, are babies still on bottles at 3 years old?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh Lord.
No, of course. And I'm not talking about right. I'm not talking about neglect, but I'm telling you, sometimes
you got all the saints coming to get
Look at Mom. Look at Mom is on here.
Oh,
yes, she'll be like, Daddy, you be all right. Man up.
Go make a
bottle. Be a man. Turn that stove on. No, I'm telling you though.
Oh,
I'm telling you though. And you know what? Part of this, I have to be honest. I hated it. But even when I was a kid, my mother and my stepfather started me out early. I was washing my own clothes, ironing my own clothes, doing the dishes by the time I was in the third grade, fourth grade. So it taught me how to be able to kind of do things, and there was no negotiating with it. Pastor, let's hear from you in 2 years. Just wait. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But no, I'm.
He called probably gonna be the worst one. Oh, little Cameron's at the door, baby. Go answer the door. Go get the door for him. Let him in. Oh, just let him in this time. And I'm gonna be like, wait, what?
Whatever. Whatever.
Oh,
Simone, I love it. She said, listen, Sydney's learning now at 4. In essence, the key, honestly, and again, everyone's boundaries. I'm not what may work for me may not work for you. What may work for you, what may work for Naya may not work for me. It's about compromise and understanding. I am not a tyrant, I promise.
No, you're not.
But I'm just so. I lived for a very long time in a very dark place. I lived in a place where everything I did was governed by approval of others, not wanting people to be disappointed, concerned about how they saw me, how they thought about me. And what I realized is something very powerful. And you can tell me if you agree with this. You can do, there you go, period, Fatima. I knew I had some strength on here. Honestly, I was like that with Darius. She was making cereal for herself at 3, period. I had to learn how to kind of get free from that. And what I was going to say is I realized that you can do 100 good things for somebody.
Yeah.
You can show up 50 times for them or 49 times. And the 50th time that you can't do it,
at one time,
it's going to be what they hold on to.
Yep.
I think we were having a conversation too about people who were saying like it relates, but it doesn't, but it does. About people saying, like how they want to be close, so you've been like, well, where you been all this time? Like I've been right here. You're like, I don't feel like you're there for me. And it's like, but what more can I do? I'm giving you all that I have. So that's what I really want you all to hear in this push is reestablishing boundaries. I think starts with what are your expectations? What are your non-negotiables for you? What are some of your expectations? What is some of your share with me? What are some of your non-negotiables?
Well, now because life is totally different. I mean, originally some of my non-negotiables were I did not take phone calls during the day because of my corporate job. Now that's kind of changed a little bit. Whereas now I'm incorporating my Mondays as rest days. I'm so grateful.
But what did I also tell you too? I said, make it very clear that even though I'm in this new season, it doesn't mean I'm more accessible.
Right. Because I'm still working. I'm still, I'm establishing my own office hours now, but I'm still working. So Mondays are now definitely a part of my non-negotiables. And
thanks, Nate.
Saturdays, not doing as many meetings on Saturdays, but being able to just take that day to enjoy and, do whatever we need to do together. But it's a new space. It's definitely a new space that requires new boundaries.
And boundaries just don't. Thank you, Blair. Blair, your son is the most adorable thing. He was the one who was singing. He was singing the song there with the vibrato. The little boy I showed you.
Oh,
yes, that's Blair's son. He makes me want a son like tomorrow.
He's amazing.
He was like, "What are you, mommy?"
Yes.
I was like, "Sing, man."
You better go
Noah.
ahead.
That's his name, Noah.
You better go ahead.
But boundaries don't just mean time. They can mean anything from the way that someone speaks to you to the way that someone handles you. Like, some of you got to put a pin on how like certain people even handle you, and be okay with correcting them.
That's the key.
What?
It's just right. I mean, being able to speak up for yourself.
Yeah, like and be okay with people feeling however they feel about it. Now, I'm not saying you do it in a way that is cocky or offensive. But Prophetess Monique, if you're still on here, please put what you said to me the other Sunday about offense. Please put in me. Yeah, like be totally okay with it, Nate. Have your non-negotiables, know what your boundaries are, and accept nothing less. And I said this to you all last week. People who love you will respect your boundaries. Yeah. The only people who get offended. Why are you crying, EP? The only people who get offended, or Prophetess, say it how you said it, are people who come offended or who plan or intend to be offended. Don't call me after 8 during the week, period. Do not visit unvisited, uninvited. Do not, okay, don't correct me. No. Do not extend invitation to others without permission. Yes! Sorry, camera's coming out. Let me go back to Pastor. Mom, cousin, Lord, I done got all flustered. Auntie Cassandra. I used to have somebody who I would invite them to events, just them. And every time they would just randomly show up and have like 3 or 4 other people with them. So I had to have a conversation with them like, do not do this again. Like, you will not be invited again. Well, we were just on our way. See, there goes that but. There goes that addendum to it. It is what it is, period. So you got to have non-negotiables and stick to them and be okay with however the chips may fall. Yeah, it's very classless. Wow. For y'all, let's ask this question. What are some of your non-negotiables? Angie, I see you. Love you. What are some of your yes, Simone. Yes, Simone used to intern with me, and she's an amazing entrepreneur now. Awesome. But yeah, like, what are you doing? And where did that become okay? Yeah. So when your tail is outside with your guests, you'll know not to do that again. Okay.
I said you've been upgraded.
Oh, very much. Do you see this sexy fine? It's goodness and mercy from the head to the... Thank you, Blair. Absolutely. She is the lamb to my lion for sure. You know, I'm always like, rah. She mellows. Carly says my list is too long. Nate, non-negotiables, disrespect. Absolutely. Sandra says I hate it when I'm on time, and please don't get me started on time.
Oh wow.
My church will go nuts in here talking about time with me. I have no tolerance for lateness. You're doing good though. I detest lateness. Don't waste your money, then ask, period. Anika, then ask me to help you with your bills.
That's good.
They're going so fast. Yeah, Chris, they stirring me up. Showing up to my house uninvited and having the nerve to bring someone with you. I'm not doing anything after work on Monday. Wait, what? y'all making plans on here? All right, ice cream. Insider. No longer okay for me. People getting for me what they need and then only giving me what they want me to have. Yeah, absolutely. And be very mindful of people who EP, this is gonna get you stirred up. We've in former lives known people like this.
Mighty God.
People who always find a way to make your moments about them.
Oh Lord,
that is a extreme boundary, Chris. That is an extreme boundary violation. Like somehow it always comes. Oh, you real good. You must got a testimony.
Somebody in my life formerly.
Period.
Wow.
Lack of communication. Don't RSVP to event, then show up and never speak on it. You have no respect. Absolutely. I know now this isn't a boundary, but this is something that'll burn y'all up. You get ready to go to the moon. This isn't a boundary, but I know it's something that's going to get y'all fired up.
Okay.
Don't let me text you and you not respond, and then I see you on social media.
Listen.
Like, I know you saw that.
Listen. Repeated text.
Violation. Stop calling me late for an auto club when we work. Y'all getting mad. Y'all getting ready to call out people's names on here. All right. It's getting good now. Look, she got actual amounts in here and everything. We can add her if you want to. We're here for all of that. Tag her in it.
Oh,
Tag the person. Oh yeah, that burns me up. That burns me up. Like, I know you saw me text you, and then don't get mad when I don't respond right away to you. Yeah.
Or plans have changed
She's
because you didn't respond.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I mean, days, like not just hours, like days have gone by.
Allegedly.
But anyway.
Yeah, we want all that smoke today. Accepting invitations that I do not want to attend, regardless of the relation. Accepting invitations. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, I already know I'm not going anywhere I don't want to go. Mm. I just have boundaries like that. What are some of your new you have any new boundaries?
I'm just
full of the Spirit, full of the Lord.
I'm caught off that last one.
It's the Gucci earrings for me.
Let me think.
Cassandra, you said guilty. You do which one? Which one do you do? Let's build community here. 67 of us on. If you're just joining us, this is the Midweek Push. We are here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. It's the place where everyday living meets spiritual insight. We don't necessarily talk about Noah's Ark and Moses and the burning bush. We talk real life topics, but we use the word of God as application to help us understand them. You can join us here every single Wednesday. Listen, if you want to sow a seed today, it's your boy's birthday. Go ahead, just drop me a little
$40 seed.
Oh, okay. I'm here for
minimum.
Yes. Drop me some lunch money. My non-negotiable is don't ever come to me or someone else or someone close to me with your volume past 3. If you're if you were upset about something, because I'm going, yeah. And that's how I am. Like when people come to me hype, I'll be like, all right, take a minute. I just had to tell somebody that the other week. I just had to tell them. They were like from the gate, like, oh, okay, take a minute. And you know what? I have a hang up ministry.
Oh my!
Now I haven't had to do it in a long time.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, I got that from my father. My father's like that.
Only certain people.
Like if you're hyped for no reason, and you don't want to come back down, yeah. What did he say? You need a little check too. Okay, use my gift, but don't even put $5 in the gas tank. Yeah. Wow. Boundaries. Wow. Boundaries. Or like asking questions you shouldn't ask. Like, we're not that close. Mm-hmm. A boundary for me, it may seem, and I don't really check people by it. I just stopped talking to them. I sound like a horrible person.
Oh, but you're
I'm really not. I really am not. But like people who like just meet me and start calling me Cam, like now that might seem minimal. But see, here's the thing. A lot of boundary violations they're small seeds. They're small seeds to open up a bigger door of familiarity. You know, like so it's not always something right in your face. It's not always something that seems like disrespect. You know, it's one of those things later you gotta be like, okay, that was a little too direct, or that was a little too intimate, or a little too aggressive. You know, like it's yes, Nate. You know, like it's just like small little things that you have to, check and correct. Because if you don't, people will get used to that. And here's the other thing. Boundary violations are like cancer. Mm-hmm. And so when other people see that, they will assume that you're okay with it. Mm-hmm. And here's the other thing is understanding the boundaries I have with one person may not be the same for you. Well, you let them say that, yes, but that's them. We have a different relationship. That doesn't mean that you have that same, I'm talking good on here. That doesn't mean we have the same kind of access. Mm-hmm. And then, I'm getting ready to say something great. And then for your friendships and family members, and this is something EP does well, we do it well, even though, here's the thing, even though you see us laugh and joke, we have an extreme honor and respect for one another. We know how far to go. That's why sometimes you'll see me be like, and I should be like, okay. Don't let that smile fool you when we get off of here. It won't be loud. It won't be rah rah rah, but it'll be stank face. It'll be give me a part of DC that's just about it.
Southeast.
It'll be Southeast. But here's the thing, EP, you're on here. You'll agree with this. Our home boundaries are different than our ministry public boundaries.
Absolutely.
as playful as I am with her, there's some things I would never do in front of y'all. You know, as much as we joke and play, I would never dishonor her. She'll always be overseer. She'll always be Coach Naya, right? Because what I understand is I never want anyone else to get the perception that it's okay to cross those boundaries with her as well, right? And so that's the other thing, is having those conversations of what we say, and not that it's a double life or things like that, but there's a time for yes, to keep you. There's a time and a place for everything. So you've got to understand what those boundaries are, and what is for home, what's for church, what's for our conversation, what's for group conversation. And a lot of people don't understand that. And then also understanding that there's different boundaries for different people. Everyone does not always have the same, there's some things that Naya can say to me that EP can't say to me. There's some things EP can say to me that an elder can't say to me. There's some things that elder can say to me that a member can't say to me. And it's not because I'm grand or great, but it's just there's different levels, but it requires an understanding of those and conversations and not harboring offense. When your boundary has been crossed, you got to be okay with voicing. And if you have to think about whether you can voice that, there needs to be a bigger conversation about that connection, because you should never have to question whether you can share with someone who loves you, whether you can tell them that you're offended. I thought you wanted to say something.
I'm looking at, is it Minister or Elder Anika?
Elder-elect.
Elder-elect Anika. I'm telling you, I was just sitting here thinking about that.
Which
and
one?
You said it. Familiarity. Allowing too much familiarity can be so dangerous. And that is so true. And sometimes the damage can be so deep that it's like they have no idea what you are. Like, you talking about boundaries is like you talking a whole nother language. Because the familiarity has gone so deep that I don't know.
Yeah. And it's very dangerous when you are a leader. When I say leader, I'm not just talking about church. I'm talking about whether you're a leader on your job, business, a leader in your family. CEO. Like now it's just like conversations, even with children. Just like just talking about everything. Like there's some things we're not cool like that. But you also, I think we talked about it last week. You have to be very careful when those levels of familiarity are crossed, because it will be very hard for you to have to correct that person later, or even receive. And they may not say it, but they'll always have it in their head. They'll always have it. And so, that's a very dangerous place. And it's hard to come back from that. Yeah, it's hard to come back from that. What time is it?
It's 12:56.
All right. Well, it's time to go and enjoy this day. You want to tell them what you got planned?
So, the man of God will be getting a nice massage at a spa center. We're going to hang out in Georgetown, have lunch, walk around. Hopefully the weather will be good to us, hopefully. But listen, he didn't ask me to do this, but for those of you that have not done so just yet, let's bless his Cash App. He is such a blessing to us every single Wednesday, not just Wednesdays, but for those of us that tune in on Tuesday evenings, for those of us that join on Monday mornings, Pastor Cam is always such an incredible blessing to our lives. So let's bless him with a tangible seed today of no less than $40 in celebration of him celebrating 40 years of life. Cam A. Washington, let's sow into the man of God today, because he is a phenomenal man, a phenomenal leader, a phenomenal servant. And so I'm asking you all to do that. He did not ask me to do that, but truly we want to bless him and be a blessing to his life today, if you haven't already done so.
Thank you. I appreciate that, baby. Thank you. And thank you to all of you. I said it earlier, as much as I joke and play and laugh, I take this assignment very seriously, not just in the kingdom, but in the marketplace. And so I know that even with hitting the age of 40, I have a specific assignment. God is transitioning me right now, even in business, moving away from some of the hands-on branding stuff and really moving into a coaching and mentor space. And so all of you who have over the years, some of you on here, I look at people like Nate and Simone, EP, some of you who have entrusted me with your businesses, your brands, who have helped me build and grow. Nate was one of the first people when I came to Philadelphia. I used to go in Nate's closet.
Oh, wow.
And he would let me wear his clothes and things, to events. The first time I went to Philly Fashion Week, one of my first events was with Nate, and I think I was wearing some of his shoes or something. Nice. Simone, who was one of my mentors, EP, who, we go way back, Tanya, just so many of you on here. And so whether I've known you that many years ago or just now, whatever capacity, I am grateful. God has really done a work in my life. He really, really has. And I can say for the first time, I am proud of the person I am. So
don't make me cry again.
I was great. I felt a little something coming up too. I am. And I'm excited. Not just a few years ago, I was at the place where I felt like, I would say to myself, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I'll be okay. A level of depression and just, you make decisions in life, you do things, that you're not happy with and you're not proud of, but God is a redeemer.
Yes, he is.
God is a redeemer. And I just am so grateful and thankful that he would even just allow me to be in this space, and that you all would see something in me, to trust me, to cover you, to lead you, to coach you, to be your friend, to be your brother, to be your adopted nephew, whatever it is, to be your soon-to-be husband, whatever it is. And I'm not perfect. I definitely am continuing to grow, but I am seriously focused on the assignment that God has for my life. So we solicit your prayers.
Absolutely.
We're checking things off of the list. We've got her birthday down. She turned 40 in March. Today is my 40th. Next up is wedding day, August 6th, or Saturday. I'm having a big party Saturday. Yes. Nate, you're coming Saturday, right? And then wedding day. And then we celebrate our 5th church anniversary. Overseer celebrates 10 years pastoring. And then October 8th, will be consecrated to an apostle and officially affirmed over City Dwellers International Assembly, that the Lord has blessed us to grow and cover churches internationally. Yes. Man, I'm telling you, when you put your heart to it, God will do it.
Yes, he will.
God will do it. And so I am truly, truly thankful. I love you all so much. Those of you who I will see this weekend, let's turn up. Yes. You're not getting Pastor Cam on Saturday. Okay. You get to C-Dub.
C-Dub. All right. You better go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead. You going with me. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you so much. All right. We love you all. What time will it be? Where we got to be?
We actually need to leave out in the next 10 minutes.
Okay. I love you all. Boundaries. Make a list. Have those conversations you need to have, and be okay with taking the time you need to refill your cup. Yes, Karen. Absolutely. Be okay with that. Blair, love you so much. We don't talk often. I think we've only been in each other's presence maybe once or twice, but you are inspiration for sure. And love what you all are doing, even with your company. And I saw your post. God will do what needs to be done, and he will get the glory. All right. Love you all. Have a wonderful one day. Shout out to Carly. Carly rides in the background. All these comments so that I can sit here looking like LL Cool J with my arm around her is because Carly is in the background working the comments. Carly, we so appreciate you. We appreciate you. And Shireen, who's on our media team as well.
Yes.
All right.
Phenomenal media ministry.
All right. We got to go. We'll see you all later. Have a wonderful. Oh, Carly, play the Dream Camp commercial. Play the Dream Camp commercial. Dream Camp. One Day Empowerment Summit. You need to be there. Register. We are more than halfway full. Tickets have been going again today. Get your ticket. Go to CameronWashington.com. Watch this commercial real quick. Carly, are you on? Are you able to play the commercial? If not, I can.
Join Coach Cam for Dream Camp Empowerment Summit 2022, June 25th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with keynote speakers and panelists, including Coach Nia Small, Keaton Reed, Carla Clarkson, Creed Williams, Dr. Haywood Hamilton, T. Sierra Satan, Dr. Kelowna Roberts, Nate Jackson, Jermaine Pratt, Deborah Ginyard, and performances including Jay Ty and DJ K Dot, plus breakout sessions, vendors, and more. If you are ready to level up, make boss moves, and fully operate in your purpose, you need to be at Dream Camp. Registration is open now. Go to CameronWashington.com. It's Dream Camp 2022, Saturday, June 25th. Limited seating, so register today.